Hey guys, my name's Ann, and this reaction is the Carry On pitch meeting. And even though we are into 2025, still yet another Christmas movie, or at least a Christmas-related movie. A lot of talk of Christmas throughout this movie, so I will call it a Christmas movie, even though it's not your typical one where it's a romantic comedy or just a romance or whatever the case may be. I will call this a Christmas movie. That aside, I was pleasantly surprised by the cast. Got to see Dean Norris from Breaking Bad, and we got what's his name from Sons of Anarchy, whose name I can just never really remember. But yeah, we're gonna get into this. This was a very interesting movie. Very curious to see how it's pitched, and I will let you guys know how I feel about it at the very end of this video. I did take a lot of notes, so that may or may not tell you how I feel about it already, but I'll save that for later. But before we get into this, though, please check all those links I have for you down in the description below. More specifically, the pitch meeting link and Ryan's link. They're both great ways to support him, and a great yet easy way to support me is to go right below this video and click all those buttons down there, because not only let you see future reactions that I do, but also to my channel to grow. And without any further ado, let's go.
So, you have a movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. Carry On. What do you mean? You want me to continue with the pitch?
Oh, no!
So it's a movie, I guess? No, sir, the movie is called Carry On. Oh, okay, and so what's her deal? Who? Carrie. No, sir, carry on like a bag. I can't carry on like a bag. I can carry on like a person. Oh, my God. The movie takes place at an airport, and there's a very important carry-on bag. Oh, okay.
Yes.
I misunderstood in a humorous way. All right, so anyway, we're gonna meet this guy, Ethan, and his girlfriend is pregnant. Oh, bummer. No, it was on purpose. Oh, really? Yeah, and so he's a TSA agent at LAX, and on Christmas Eve, he asks for more responsibility, so his friend gives him his spot at the scanner. They're letting him try that out on one of the busiest travel days of the year? Wow, sounds like they're pretty lax at LAX. Oh, my God. Yeah.
Oh!
Airport code wordplay is tight. So anyway,
it is pretty tight.
Guy we're gonna call the Traveler, and he arranges to have a single earbud placed in a bin and given to Ethan so he can put it in his ear. Why would he put that in his ear? Well, he gets some threatening texts telling him to do it. So the Traveler's entire plan hinges on Ethan checking his phone while at work, which presumably he's not allowed to do. Correct. And so then the Traveler is gonna tell Ethan, hey, buddy, I'm gonna need you to, you know, do some crimes for me. Okay, so you're thinking Jason Bateman for that role? I am thinking Jason Bateman for the role. So he's gonna tell Ethan that he's gonna kill his girlfriend Nora, who also works at the airport, if he doesn't let this suspicious package through. What's the package? It's a freaking bomb with a nerve agent that he wants to detonate on a plane. Wouldn't they easily trace that back to Ethan letting it through? It sounds like his life's gonna be ruined either way. Yeah, so Ethan tries to send some sneaky messages and make some sneaky calls, but the Traveler has an associate called the Watcher, and he's watching on the cameras. So Ethan's just at his station seemingly talking to himself, and that doesn't raise any red flags. That's right. Well, okay then. So then Ethan figures out where the Traveler is and discreetly sends a cop over to him, but the Traveler freaking kills this guy. Oh, you're not allowed to do that to cops. Exactly. Super frowned upon. But now Ethan's in a sticky situation because his boss puts his friend back on the scanner. Yeah, so the Traveler's like, well, you better figure out a way to get yourself back into position. Is that going to be hard to do? Actually, it's going to be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, see, he swaps out his friend's coffee for some coffee that has booze in it, so his friend gets fired immediately. Couldn't the friend just say, hey, I'm innocent, please give me a breathalyzer or look at the security cameras? Hey, shut up. So now Ethan's at the scanner, and he lets the guy with the bomb through, this guy named Mateo. Oh, no. And he's gonna go have lunch with Nora and later try to go get her out of the airport. Okay, it sounds like this guy's just never at his post. He kind of is never. So anyway, when he tries to save Nora, that freaking Watcher guy aims a sniper at her head from the parking garage, so Ethan has to back off. So she just happens to be standing in a spot that has a clear line of sight from the garage? Yes, so Ethan has to back off. I guess so. And Ethan also does this sneaky thing where he adds Mateo's name to a list of people that are going to be randomly inspected. Oh, very sneaky. Yeah, but the Traveler knows he did it, so he sets the timer off on the bomb, and he's like, hey, you gotta go turn this off or everybody in the airport's gonna die. Oh, dang it. And he freaking tells him to shoot his boss who's doing the random inspection, but then Mateo stabs him with a pen. Right, because Mateo's a bad guy. Actually, turns out he's kinda not. He he also has an earpiece and he's being told what to do so they don't kill his husband.
He's
This
being
traveler's
used to.
threatening all kinds of loved ones. He sure
Yeah.
is, sir. So then Ethan stops the bomb, but now they gotta deal with this body, so they roll it into this luggage sorting area. Are there no employees in there? No, because it's all automated. I feel like there would maybe be at least one employee in there. Well, you don't know what you're talking about. Do you? Irrelevant. That's fair. So then the traveler tells Mateo to kill Ethan, so they get into this big old fight in this luggage area, but then the plastic gun Mateo's using explodes and kills him. And there aren't any employees or cameras in there. None whatsoever. But so anyway, meanwhile, there's this LAPD detective, and she's kind of piecing together what's going on. Oh, really? Yeah, and on her way to the airport with this Homeland Security guy, she realizes he's not actually Homeland Security, so she confronts him. In a moving vehicle? That doesn't seem smart. Yeah, no, it's not. So they
No, not at all, but she's a badass and
she
survives.
manages to kill him and keep going to the airport, where she flashes her badge a couple of times and therefore takes control of the entire airport. Wow, if all it takes to take over the airport is to flash a police badge, maybe the traveler should have just done that. But then the traveler gets mad and orders the Watcher to kill Nora. Oh, so he shoots her? No, he's gonna try to stab her this time. Why would he go with that all of a sudden? Because that works. So she runs out of the airport into this parking area, and he's gonna try to run her down. Why would she leave the airport full of security guards and cops? Because that also works.
Yes!
She's about
So
to
the
be
movie
killed,
could happen.
Mateo's husband kills the dude, and there aren't any witnesses to this. No, this is
Nope.
an LAX parking garage on Christmas Eve that doesn't have anyone in it. Got it. But now the traveler has the bomb, and he's gonna bring it onto the plane himself since Mateo's dead. Oh, he's gonna sacrifice himself and blow it up? No, he arranges to get himself a parachute because he plans on jumping. Well, how'd that get through security? Off screen. Oh, okay. But the thing is, Ethan actually swapped the bomb into an identical but ever so slightly larger suitcase that doesn't actually fit in the overhead bin. What are the odds of him finding that? Well, sir, what do I look like? Some kind of odds-matician? These things happen, I guess. So the traveler has no choice but to let them put the bomb in the cargo hold. Oh, hell yeah, Ethan. Slightly disrupt that guy's plans. And now the detective that now runs the airport wants to stop the plane, but Nora's like, no, you can't. There's a bomb, and the guy's gonna set it off if you stop it. Well, what does she suggest? Well, she tells the detective that her boyfriend's defused this bomb once, so to let him do it again. Let the plane continue. So she's like, I will allow it. She's also in charge of air traffic control now. She flashed her police badge.
Yeah, it's all encompassing.
So Ethan freaking drives a luggage cart up to the moving plane and climbs on board. Wouldn't driving a vehicle on the runway towards a moving plane alert some people? No, it would not. Oh, okay. So Ethan and the traveler get into a little fight, and Ethan shoves him into a fridge and throws the nerve agent at his feet. Ah, in a fridge. Very smart. So the traveler dies. He does. Of hypothermia of the nerve agent. Right, that makes more sense. A very airtight fridge. So now the day is saved and Ethan gets to reunite with Nora. Don't the police want to question him? Well, yeah, but that detective in charge of the universe tells them to leave him alone.
In charge of the universe, I like that.
Nerve agent particles. The detective does not will that to be so. Fair enough. And so then we're done. What do you think? Hey, what about the body of Ethan's boss? What happened with that? And so then we're done. What do you think? Sounds like a lot of fun. You know, an action movie set around Christmas time makes me think of Die Hard. People like Die Hard.
Sure does.
Plus, this is different enough. It takes place on Christmas Eve at an airport. Exactly. Although now that I think of it, isn't that the exact day and setting of Die Hard 2?
Uh-huh.
People like Die Hard 2, so that's a good point. This should do well.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly liked it too. I'm a huge Die Hard fan, well, more of the older ones. But, yeah, it definitely brought back a lot of memories of watching that movie for the first time. Certainly, let me just go through my notes here. I did like the main couple. They seem to have very good chemistry. They seem to be very in love with each other, so that was very, very believable. Then we had, like before anything even happened, a little bit of a brief encounter between the protagonist and the antagonist as he was sort of just like walking by. It was very interesting foreshadowing there. And then, you know, you have the main character who's very likable, very relatable. Certainly relatable to me because, you know, sometimes when you get stuck in a spot and, you know, you start coasting and you don't really see yourself doing much more than that. And when you're put in certain situations, you can certainly surprise yourself to see what exactly you could do. Certainly in an extraordinary situation quite like this, because it turns out, you know, he was capable more than he thought he was. And, you know, we would see later on, you know, he would talk to that cop, and, you know, the last little scene of the movie is him basically, you know, putting his badge in the bin because they're going to Tahiti. That was the whole thing that was going on there. So that was pretty cool. Then I also love the fact that that with the little details I liked, and the ones in one particular I really did like was throughout the movie where they were texting or like looking at their phones instead of just switching to the phone, because when you just switching to the phone and you're looking at the phone, it's taking the camera off of the actor, off of that character. And I like being able to see both at the same time, so it keeps that fresh in my mind, like who it is and what's going on with all of that. And let's see what else we got here. And the way that the female cop, as I said, is an absolute badass. The way she figured out, like, how she learned about it, and then how she basically took this guy out while he was driving, and just as he was choking her too, and just bam, right in the head. It was so good. And I also really liked the ending, because I thought it was perfect the way he was able to sort of turn the tables on him, use the biological weapon on this guy instead of himself, and everybody else was saved. And that was the movie. Everybody made up, everyone was happy, even the friend who got fired. Off screen, they reconciled, I guess. They probably, talked about like the whole thing that happened. I'm sure everybody in the entire area knows like who this guy is now. So that makes it for a very happy ending. We saw the little kid, and the little kid was super adorable. They get to go to Tahiti, and everything was great. It was a lot of fun for me. One of those movies you kind of just turn your brain off and just enjoy all the action and excitement. And the references to Die Hard obviously were there, but that didn't bother me one bit because I freaking love Die Hard. But that will do it for me here. Comment down below. Let me know, what did you think about Carry On? Please leave a like if you enjoyed it. Check all those links I have for you down in the description below. Then lastly and most importantly, I'm going to give a huge shout out to all my $5 and up supporters on Patreon: Luchador, Cruising, Wolverine 310, Kester, Cronus, Joshi, Chris Curtis, and Perry, Voskophony, Misa 2, Lily the Snoopy Fan, Fleet Street Viscount, Amanda Sanchez Brenton, Sophie the Sunset Girl, Inca Linquist, Thomas Shawanowit, Carter Resnick, MB Cardall, Chris, and Rachel. And if you too like to have a shout out at each and every one of my videos, please head over to patreon.com/EdenReactor for more. And I'll see you guys next time.